patient buggers out there, welcome back to the IntelliStream Masters. We are here ready to kickstart Group C, and we are now officially moments away from starting HerO versus Solar. Thanks for joining with us, thanks for waiting for us, and this is going to be a good series, no doubt.
It's going to be a great series, and I'm so excited to finally get it started. So sorry for the delays, but almost there now. Everyone's in the lobby, everyone's waiting to go. I know Liquid HerO
is keen.
He is so keen. Look at him, he's putting his headphones on. He's looking. Look
at that earring.
Yeah, he's a bit of a badass.
He is a badass, man. Yeah. He is a big badass. He's bad to the bone. We'll see how well he's going to perform today, though. He's played already very well in this tournament, making it through the open bracket. So he did come here with intentions to play and do well. Otherwise, why the hell would you come play in the open bracket?
Yeah, exactly. And quite an open bracket it was. He went through a lot to get here, defeating players like Sen and Life along the way. You know, that's pretty impressive.
So he's already beaten 2 Zerg players. Can he get a hat trick right now in this young 18-year-old from Samsung Khan, Solar, who has been making a big name for himself just off the back of playing Zerg versus Protoss. This guy is playing very well. He's got an experienced veteran on his side in Stork that I'm sure will be assisting him with everything that he can. If one Samsung can't win, the other must.
Yeah, exactly, and yeah, Stork, a great big brother to have, I think, with so much experience, even coming from Brood War. You know, he's got decades of experience, at least a decade. So, yeah, a great person to learn from and a great Protoss to learn from.
Okie dokie, game number 1 of day 3. Day 3 here in the IntelliStream Masters is down here in the bottom left-hand side, playing for Samsung Khan. It's Solar! And he played not only very well in the qualifiers, but overall in most recent times. And he goes up against a very popular individual from Team Liquid. It is HerO, who, if you did not know already, did win an IntelliStream Masters last season. He won the IntelliStream Masters Cologne.
Oh, how about that?
How about that?
That's pretty
he played
impressive.
Pult in the finals and had a great best-of-7 series.
Yeah, very experienced player, and definitely a fan favorite coming into this. I'm sure a lot of people out there want to see HerO do very well, and you know, this is going to be one of his hardest games so far, without a doubt.
Yeah, I think Susie said it really well. This is a very difficult group to call, because imagine if HerO was to go up against Jaedong, for example, and they had a great, you know, historic series at the IntelliStream Masters Cologne on. What was the map called? The really small 2-player map where the Mortal Owens always happened.
Oh.
In the previous map pool.
There's so many of them.
Oh my.
There's so many maps that you can Immortal in on.
Oh my god, it slipped from my mind. I will have to research.
Yeah, but
no,
I agree. What was it?
Yonsu.
Yonsu.
Oh. No. Yes? Maybe.
Yeah,
yes, I'm right.
You can Immortal in on that map easily.
Well, look at this guy. We have a Forge being built here and a cannon.
This is definitely a trend we're seeing a lot more of. We're seeing a lot more aggressive hatcheries on the natural. It really counters any sort of Nexus first play, which has definitely been another trend in the meta, considering how greedy Zergs have been, going for like 2 hatch before pool, which is pretty much the greediest way to play.
So would you open up like this against, you know, HerO if you were playing him? Hatch steal like this? Or, you know, hatch block, should I say?
Yeah. I mean, if HerO has been showing, especially in the open bracket, that he loves to go Nexus first, this is the one thing you'd want to do. You'd want to take that base. You want to stop him from expanding anytime soon. Get your own. But, I mean, at the same time, Liquid HerO going for an aggressive play, putting down a pylon, going to get some cannons down. But we have
will it work? He's going to attempt it. There's one cannon being built. There are 4 drones here. A gateway as well.
Wow.
Interesting.
Very interesting. And yeah, that cannon isn't going to get up with 3 drones hitting it. And he's wasting a lot of money to begin with. And he's almost lost his probe.
Well, the drone on the other side of the map is killed, but the cannon and gateway's cancelled. So not really worth it there for those structures.
Solar miles ahead at this point. Losing that many minerals. 2 hatch already going up for Solar and a pool. He is in such a commanding position to lead things off.
All right. Do you think this was just decision-making from HerO?
This was entirely decision-making, and I kind of think the wrong one. And at the same time, Solar was ready for any sort of counterplay, any sort of cannon shenanigans. He had a drone there. He was ready to deal with it, and he dealt with it perfectly.
All right, HerO, is he going to try cannon this one? Because he's gambling. He's going further and further behind if he tries it.
Looks like he might.
He's hovering around this probe. Yes, he is going to, but we do have Zerglings on the way, 2 of them. And if they go straight over to that third base, that's, you know, HerO digging himself deeper. And 1 Ling is going to go over there, and that's enough to stop a cannon from being built.
It's definitely going to stop any sort of walling income happening. And yeah, he's going to see it instantly. What will HerO do?
Cancels. So another 25 minerals lost there for HerO.
So defeat after defeat so far. You know, Solar getting these little leads, a little ahead every single time this happens. And yeah, it's really going to add up in the mid-game.
All right, well, we'll see what HerO can try to do to change the mid-game, though, because, as you mentioned, Solar will be entering it in a good position. And a good start for Solar here. Game 1 of the tournament for him. He's been warming up over the last 2 days while the open bracket was playing out. He was, of course, practicing yesterday. And now it's time for the real deal, the time where it all matters. And so far, so good for the youngster.
You know, he's probably just been sitting behind HerO, just watching him play. I mean, he could. It's kind of BM, I guess, in a way, but why not? He's your first opponent. You might as well see. Well, we didn't know for sure it was his first opponent, but you get an idea of, like, who's in the bracket.
All right, so we have an Overlord overseeing the cybernetic score on that natural and another Overlord inside the main base here. So good vision that Solar has so far. He can also check the gases on the natural. He's got good vision of what's going on so far. But just as the Overlord leaves the main base, we do have a +1 starting here from HerO. Whether that be to assist the third base being taken or not, we will see.
Considering the amount of lack of map control that Liquid HerO has right now, I definitely think it'll end up being maybe a 4-gate expand. This is probably the safest way to play and probably the smartest way to play in this kind of situation, considering you don't have any pylons on the map. You're so behind and like getting your economy up and running. You really have to play catch up from here and defensively. So, you know, I think this is probably the smartest choice for Liquid HerO, but we'll have to wait and see if he's going to do anything else along with this.
Solar scouts both gases on the natural. It looks like he will lose his Overlord to this right-hand side if that Stalker comes back round to the natural. And
loses a probe, loses the expansion probe, so that Nexus is going to be delayed too. Another little blow. So
Solar's rocketing ahead when it comes to his drones, his supply. He has an Overlord inside the main base, sees the +1 attack, sees the extra gateways at the back as well here, so he's actually got full intel. There's nothing he hasn't seen yet. And behind it, drone. Evolution Chamber layer coming in. And look at the saturation. He's already taken a 4th base on the gold as well. Things are just rocketing here for Solar.
He is so comfortable right now. He is in complete control. This is probably the most comfortable like first game you could ever have. Everything going your way in every single circumstance. And I'm sure he's having a lot of fun right now. And you know, his experience is showing. He is very good against Protoss.
Well, it looks like he's about to open the floodgates right now. Roach Anlings are being built, Borrow on the way, as well as +1 attack, Zergling speed, a Roach speed. And he's going to flood this third base. So this potentially could be an opportunity for HerO to get back in this game, depending on how well his defense can be against this. But there's going to be a lot of units coming over this side of the map. And as we can see, HerO just simply doesn't have a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, HerO putting down pylons on the other side of the map leads me to believe he might want to actually be aggressive. So he might be starting to warp Zealots over this side of the map, which could very well come back to bite him if Solar is purely being aggressive with Roach Sling. He's going to have exactly what he needs to deal with it and counter-attack at the same time.
Oh, HerO's moving out with his units now. And Hallucinating Phoenix sees the Roaches in the middle of the map, or at least sees them coming from the hatcheries. And here we go, sentries out in the open. There's no Mothership Core here, there's nothing. These are just completely naked units. Solar season, this is food.
This is free units. Where is the Mothership Core while this is happening? There it is. It's miles away.
Oh.
Everything's going to die before it gets there. He's losing every sentry.
And HerO walks into this wall.
Oh my god.
Oh
this
dear.
is not a good game. This is a very bad start for HerO. He's going to have to regroup.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have to just let this one go and kind of just forget about this game ever happened. Play from one down.
Yeah. And it's not even regroup in this game. It's actually regroup out of this game. Regroup his thoughts, his plan, his strategies, because this game is down the loo, as we would say.
Yeah, I think it's time to burn it from your memory. I mean, it's very possible he's going to lose this third base.
Yeah,
I mean, he does have an Immortal out. He's got a couple of sentries. He's got a lot of cannons coming up. But that is so many Roaches and Lings, and it's constantly streaming across the map.
Constantly streaming across the map here. 81 army supply to 21. There's an Immortal, sure, but there's nothing really to support it, to give it a bit of tanking damage in front there. No Zealots, no Force Fields, nothing.
I mean, if he had those 8 sentries, and I mean, the Mothership Core, and maybe those 4 Stalkers along with the Immortal, sure, he can defend. But at this rate, yeah, it's just hopeless.
And there's a Spire coming in as well, which would be another way to put the nail in the coffin. HerO's fighting with every small unit he has, but the third has been breached. The shields are being taken down, and with the Lings and Roaches just being flooded over, this third shall fall, and HerO will get reset to 2 bases, easily picked off that base. And this is as you said, a disastrous start here for Liquid HerO, not the game you would have wanted to play.
Yeah, everything kind of just going wrong. And, you know, these games happen, and it's kind of like how you bounce back from them is the important thing. This map, pretty even for both, and we'll have to wait and see what the second map is going to be so we have a fair idea of where HerO is going to land after this. But yeah, he's really going to have to regroup after that sort of game. And
if you think about the other players in this group, Jaedong, a potential next player for Liquid HerO. Puck playing in a PvP, and we know how volatile PvP can be sometimes. Doesn't matter the difference of skill. Sometimes you can get a little bit fortunate with that matchup. So this is not a good start here. It's an almost must-win for both players in a group that's so close here.
Yeah.
But an absolutely fantastic start. And one of the biggest things I think here is the confidence that this will give Solar, the nerves to be on that stage, to play your first game of the entire tournament, to walk over an opponent like that.
He just had a perfect game. It's like, well, everything went my way. Everything was perfect, and he made some critical mistakes. Some mistakes you normally wouldn't see from a pro player, like having that Mothership core so out of position for these mass sentries to walk across the map. Sure, this is like something we see every single game of PvZ. He gets sentries, he walks across the map, he forces out units and recalls. But there's no recall, there's no Mothership core. So he loses every single one.
All right, well, HerO is a very, very, very experienced player here. He knows what it takes to win a big tournament. He's won multiple tournaments in his career. He's won, of course, multiple DreamHacks. He's an NASL champion in the past. He's a WCS champion in America. He knows what it takes. It knows what it takes. He's won, of course, the Interstream Masters clone just last season. But right now, he really needs to buckle down and combat this player here who's incredibly dangerous and is a massive underdog, but an underdog that could go the distance in this tournament.
He could very well. I absolutely believe it. These Kess Berserks are not to be laughed at. They've been in hiding for a long time, but they've been training 12 hours a day. They've been ready for a long time.
All right, game 2. King Sejong Station. A map we are all very, very familiar with. The first 2 maps overall, really. But down here in the bottom right-hand side, playing for Samsung Kong Galaxy, it's Solar. And then, of course, up here to the top left, a player that we all known and love for a very long time in StarCraft, playing for Team Liquid, it's HerO.
King Sejong Station. Yes, we see so many PvZs on this map, and the reason is it's such a easy map to get that safe third. The map layout is in the rush distance is so long that both kind of races complement each other complement themselves from this map, just expanding, being greedy, playing safe, which they can do, and going into a late game. And obviously Zerg love to get to that late game where they can cut the map in half, make swarm hosts, and play that kind of slow style, or they can play a very aggressive style, go for lings, lots of run buys. I mean, they kill the back rocks, they do a lot of run buys into the Protoss main and whatnot. We see that a lot, especially in Pro League. And I think from Solar especially, we can see a lot of Ling-heavy play on this map.
Well, we saw a very exciting true style on this map, the way that he plays Ling-heavy. We'll see what Solar can repeat here. We do have a 14 Forge coming in, but we also have a very fast drone moving over here to this left-hand side. And he's going to spot that Forge immediately, and Spawn Impulse thrown down instantly as his reaction.
And wouldn't it be funny if we saw a cannon rush on the spawning pool?
Yes, it is in a very awkward position.
That would be funny, and it's something that I've always dreamed about. It's actually happened to me once upon a time on ladder. I'm like, seriously, my spawning pool got cannon rushed? But from there, you just make another one. You can't really build on creep, so you're fine. But it is kind of out of position. You see the pylon go down, kind of just delaying the hatchery, and I'm pretty sure from here it's going to be the very standard sort of 3 hatch before gas against the Cannon Nexus.
Yeah.
Safe standard play from both sides. HerO don't want to take too many chances this match, considering it's he's down a game.
Well, he did manage to block the hatchery again here with another pylon, and before that the probe as well. So really delaying this while squeezing in his Nexus, and then of course we'll be looking to get a cannon down in case the Lings go immediately over to the other side of the map. But he's allowed at least one of these pylons to complete. We'll see if he allows the other one as well.
Oh, no, cancel
it.
He
does cancel it last second there, but very frustrating here for Solar. Stuck on one base still.
Yeah.
450 minerals in the bank.
I mean, I guess it is kind of an investment from HerO, delaying, or putting down these pylons that are eventually going to get killed. It's an investment, but at the same time, delaying the hatchery for so long can be annoying, can be frustrating for Solar, but I'm sure he's dealt with it time and time again, so he knows exactly where he's at. And it can't really be helped, to be honest. Like, you're just not going to get Zerglings out that fast.
All right, so we'll see where HerO's going to take this next part of the game. There's been a massive switch-up with Protoss versus Zerg in recent times. We were very used to seeing Stargate, Phoenix, or Oracle off very, very often. But there's a lot of gateway-heavy style. Very heavy Stalker, Immortal, Sentry. A lot more aggression from
A lot more aggression and a lot more greed. Protoss have learned to be so greedy, and they can just go 4-gate, +1, very, very fast third Nexus, and just camp it with Mothership Core, and they can get away with it these days. So it's a very different game to what it used to be.
And we'll see which way this game is going to play out here. Interested to see how Solar's going to approach HerO here after not having a major advantage like he had in the previous one. It's a little more evened out, so we'll see how this is going to play out from here. He's just sending a couple of drones down to his third. And no gas is taken yet from him. He doesn't need to rush these gases down too yet. He knows his opponent has no means of aggression after opening like this. And HerO just now starting that warp gate research. Stalker being built too, which is interesting. Going to be able to push any scout away. And a robotics facility here, Moonblades.
We'll have to wait and see exactly what this robo is going to be used for. I mean, it could be used for Warp Prism, which we know HerO loves a lot. He loves his multitasking. He loves his drop harassment. Could be, fast Immortals, fast Observer to see what's going on. I doubt we'd see fast Colossi, but it's hard to be sure. But usually in this kind of matchup, with the Forge already on the map, you usually see a +1 expand going down.
Okay, we'll follow how this shapes up. The Stalker is there to push back any Overlord inside the main base. So who's that one on the natural too? Mothership Core going to come down, give it a bit of vision so he can push it back. Gases will be taken here on the natural. And that Stalker is going to hit this Overlord a couple of times. Robotics facility about to finish up, so let's see now what he has planned from that.
What has he got planned?
Warp Prism.
Okay, so it is the Warp Prism. I wonder if we're going to see maybe a Sentry on the ramp sort of shenanigans that we've seen time and time again throughout the years of StarCraft. Every Zerg player absolutely hates. I can attest to that.
And there is the Overlord.
And we have 2 Stalkers to kind of clear the way for the Warp Prism. So very smart play.
So a total of 3 gateways now. Sentry being built. And right now there's only those 2 Stalkers and the Sentry out, so it doesn't have a lot to put in that Warp Prism right now. And Warp Gate not quite done, very shortly. Oh, look at this. Double Stargate coming in here for HerO.
Wow.
Very interesting. So Warp Prism into double Stargate.
Something we don't see that often, that's for sure.
And it's been spotted immediately here by Solar. No, actually, no, he didn't. He's only seen the double gateway, not the double Stargate.
Yeah, very nice positioning on the Stargate.
And very Ling heavy. Look at this. So we've got double upgrades coming in for the Lings. Zergling speed coming in. 32 Lings. But here is the Zealot and double Stalker coming into the natural. Not really able to achieve too much here with so many Lings out already. Just pick up both Stalkers. The Zealot gets picked off immediately. And there is a third base being put down.
This is such an interesting style. Going for like a light sort of Warp Prism drop.
Jesus.
With no +1, so Zerglings alone can deal with this pretty effectively.
How is he meant to keep this third? He's not really.
He's not. I mean, he's getting Phoenix, so he's worried about Muta, I'm guessing, or he's just going for like late Phoenix harass. But Phoenix is not what you need against this kind of Zergling play, which Solar is very popular for.
And he's just going to destroy this third. No doubt. He's already killed a pylon, cancelled the other one, and he's on top of the Nexus. It does get cancelled, and it's going to be very, very difficult to take this third, especially with 1-1 on the way. Even when HerO moves down with, let's say, 6 Zealots or a couple of Sentries where you're feeling a little bit more comfortable, by the time he has that, 1-1's going to be very close to finishing.
You know what? Even if he was chrono boosting out Void Rays right now, like, they could just ignore the Void Rays, kill all the ground buildings, kill all the ground units. 1-1 Zerglings are pretty damn good at this stage of the game. Well,
HerO has hid his Phoenixes, so we'll see what damage they can do.
I mean, they can lift stuff, But that's about all they can do. They're not going to lift every Zergling, that's for sure. And Zergling's a perfect kind of unit to go against Phoenix.
Well, 6 Phoenix now flying across the middle of the map. It has been spotted by Solar. He has got Spore Coils been built though already. So not too sure how much this will do. Immediately HerO gets pushed back. He's going to find a couple of loose overlords, but what does that really do for him here? The third Nexus has been planted down again, but there's already Lings on top of it, so information has been sent back to Solar and the Zerg base. Well, look at this, they can't really find too much. But the Warp Prism, though.
Wow.
Well,
goes for the shenanigans, but no chance. 1-1 Lings are going to shut that down so hard because we don't even have +1 for HerO yet. You need, like, +1 to deal with Zerglings at the very least. I mean, at this point, when the Zergling's already got 1+ Carapace, it's not going to do anything, but still, it's so late.
And if this gets cancelled again, there's another 30 Lings backing this up as well, not just the ones that we see on screen.
Yeah. They're coming across the map now. And, I mean, Phoenix aren't going to do much. Phoenix are doing nothing right now.
All right, 5 more Zealots, I think that is. So that's a bit of assistance. +1 attack has now finished. And he does hold on for now, so he really does need to hold on to this.
He has to. He absolutely has to get this third base down. But I don't see it with these many Zerglings.
Oh, the Lings have broken the Zealots here. The cannon's going to be trying to be built, but that's not going to work either. And the Lings are in. We need another warp in HerO. Another good amount of Zealots do get warped in. And he keeps the Nexus alive, which means he will be able to get a Photon Overcharge down shortly. But more and more Lings are being built.
Yeah.
Solar's gunning for that third. Like you said, if he gets it, this is almost a game-winning move.
Exactly. He's defended against this Warp Prism again, keeping this fourth base. Fourth base is done. So this third base finally finished for HerO, but I mean, can he hold on? There's so many Zerglings coming across the map. He keeps forcing out these Zealot Warpins, so he can't really progress in his tech. Yeah. He can't Chrono Boost out probes. He can't do anything.
But he keeps the Nexus alive, though, and he's found a Queen on this third base, so HerO's starting to stabilize a little bit in this game, but we see Ling Corruptor coming in. Yes, we've seen Photon Charge used once, but Ling Corruptor against what we see a basic Gateway army with a single Colossus out right now. And pretty good upgrades coming in for Solar too, so we've got to be very careful here, or at least Liquid HerO needs to be very careful on how he's going to play this out. Void Rays will be great assistance if he can get to a decent amount of them in time.
Yeah, it's definitely the option that you need to deal with Corruptors at this stage. I mean, currently we don't see any Hydras on the map. We're seeing Swarm Hosts, we're seeing Enduring Locusts get upgrade. So he's going to go into that kind of style, which I like a lot. But man, that's so many Corruptors. He's only made Zerglings so far. Like, he has so much gas banked up. He can afford to invest in so many Corruptors at this point, to the point where he can just crush any sort of Void Ray play.
Well, Mothership Core's gone already. Photon Overcharge was used on that base, but Solar's going to go in anyway, and we've talked about the importance of this third Nexus, and it's going to get a full wraparound here. This is really bad for HerO. He cannot be letting this get destroyed. He's pulling probes around. He's got Zealots being warped in, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough, and Solar is going to destroy the third Nexus of Liquid HerO, and this is a big move here. A really big move, and then you got Swarmos coming in to back up any counterattack. HerO's getting a couple of Overlords down and a couple of probes on this fourth base, but he's back on 2.
He's back on 2, and this is a horrible place to be. I mean, Solar can lose all his drones on his fourth base again and again. He's still got 3 bases. He's still a base up regardless. That's just an extra base for extra gas. I mean, 8 gases, perfect to go into Swarm Host, perfect to go into late game. And I mean, Liquid HerO is still struggling to keep 3.
Yeah, and he's really hurting when it comes to his economy. He's pylon blocked. He doesn't have a lot of money right now. There's Lings still threatening this third. The pylon, or pylons should I say, are completely walling in that cannon. Void Rays are out, but there are still so many Corruptors here that are going to bring them down incredibly fast. Phoenix is getting slowly picked off here. 4 do remain. 19 Zealots have been lost, but 120 Lings.
Wow. They've done their job there, I got to say. And I mean, Solar is keeping ahead. He's up in supply, 30 supply. He can deal with this ground army. And with these Corruptors, I think he could just clean up. And it was Swarm Host even easier.
Aggressive Swarm Host play here, just going to plant them down, get in there with the Lings, get in there with the Corruptors. A couple of Force Fields are going to keep the Locusts back for now. But is HerO going to hold on out? He's fighting in the open, and we know when Zerg is as aggressive as this is not a good thing for Protoss, and HerO is dropping in supply. The Void Rays are dying off, and with Locusts in there, dealing extra damage, 12, 15 Roaches to back this up. Solar is ahead in supply. He's already leading in this series and is looking at a 2-0, and to be honest, is looking absolutely fantastic here at the Insult Stream Masters.
If I was a Protoss, I'd be so scared of this guy. I did not want to be playing him at all. I think Puck also should be watching this game and be very afraid. I mean, it's just solid, perfect play, and he's making all the right choices. Swarm Hosts, Corruptors, Mass Zergling. constantly denying the third base and just remaining in complete control. Perfect macro. He knows exactly what needs to be done. And yeah, this is the power of a Kesper Zerd.
Yeah, this is the power of a very talented individual, an 18-year-old who's been training very hard in Kesper for not just recently. This is a long time he's been in Kesper. He's been playing StarCraft 2 for a good couple of years now, but he's hit the international scene, and this time he's hit it with a bang. The Corruptors are coming in. Swarm hosts. Just look at the position of the Swarm host. You know something's wrong when Swarm hosts are sitting there in between the second and third base of a Protoss.
It's just not right, is it?
It's not right. It's not right. 46 additional links coming in for Solar. A lot of units left over. HerO is in a pickle. He's in trouble. The third base has been exposed. The probes have been killed. The Nexus shall fall shortly. HerO's trying everything. All the tricks that he has left. Everything. But with the sheer amount of numbers that Solar has on his side now, it is not going to be easy to stop this player.
Yeah, I mean, he pushed it back to the fourth base. Then he kind of realized that there was Swarm hosts burrowed next to the third. He's like, well, I better turn around and deal with this. And now let's get Solar the map again, and he's pushing forward again. Bringing all these Zerglings, Corruptor, and Roaches forward. And this is definitely enough to crush what's left of HerO.
That's right. Lings just getting wraparounds on Archons. That's not really meant to happen either, but the Corruptors come in, they bring the Void Rays down, the Roaches are left underneath, and HerO simply doesn't have anything left here. A completely outstanding game from Solar, Game 1 and Game 2, and he will take this. Good game is called, and Solar plays an excellent series against Liquid HerO and finds himself in the winner's match of Group C already.
One would say a perfect match, a perfect 2-0, a crushing 2-0 for HerO. I hope he's not too mentally scarred from it. I hope he can pull back, come back from this, and you know, learn from it, because that's all you can do at this point. You got to regroup. You got to be ready for this lower bracket.
Yeah, the lower bracket is going to be difficult. And to update you guys at home, I'm not fully aware of the full result, but the last I heard, Jaedong and Puck were 1 each.
Wow.
Which, imagine if Puck was to win, we would have a Liquid HerO versus EG Jaedong in the lower
Can you
bracket
imagine? One of those guys going out so early?
That's right, but Solar is the player that finds himself with the first victory in Group C and the first victory of Day 3 here at the Intel Extreme Masters, and an excellent performance that he delivered. And he will now be going up against the winner of Jaedong or Puck, which we will find out the results very shortly with. As we are going to have an interview with Susie, as you see Solar now going over there, climbing over the wall to get to her.
Yep, rush down. It's important to get these interviews done while he's still in his mind, while his victory is fresh and he's happy and he's ready to talk.
That was an excellent performance from him, and I am so keen to know what he has to say. That was, as you said, a perfect performance from him.
It's very inspiring to watch. As a fellow Zerg player, I'm like, wow. I want to play like that, but I don't know how. You know, he's so good at it.
I think he has the capability to turn Group C upside down from what was expected from a lot of people entering this, and also sending out a shockwave to the rest of the players within this tournament that he is not to be considered a player.
He's to be considered a real threat.
Right. A
massive threat.
A massive threat. That was a fantastic performance. Susie, I hope you are ready. So please give us some words from the man.
All right, I am ready, Sean, and here I am with Solar today. He has shown some amazing games, 2-0, very easily. I'm going to ask you about Game 1. Game 1, it seemed HerO was playing in a... and everyone in the crowd here was going, what's HerO doing? When did you know that you were going to be able to win this game? 언제쯤 다 이길 거라 생각했어?
그 토스 병력이 진출했을 때 제가 파수기를 다 먹어가지고 파수기를 다 먹어서 이제 좀 게임 그냥 그때부터 그냥 끝났다고 생각했었어요.
파수기가 뭐지?
Sentry.
He was like, the moment that he was able to take all his sentries, he's like, yep, I got this game. It was easy peasy, all right?
Yes.
As they say. All right, so then in Game 2, you made a gajillion Zerglings on this map. Why did you do that?
제가 원래 좀 저글링을 많이 뽑는 체제 자체를 좀 좋아해가지고 토스 전에 그것만 하면 별로 어떤 토스도 그냥 진다는 생각이 별로 없어가지고 그냥 제가 제일 그냥 자신감 있는 빌드로 했어요.
Okay, so that's the build that he's actually most confident in. He loves building Zerglings. He just figured if I play against a Protoss and I just go mass Zerglings, I should be able to win this, and he did. So you really like Zerglings, right?
Yes.
Is it your favorite unit?
Yeah, awesome.
Can you make a Zergling sound?
Yes, I can. It's too hard.
It's too hard?
Yes.
Oh, darn. I was trying to get him to do something silly here. Okay. Well, Also, in case you guys don't know much about this player, he is a Samsung Con player. How many international tournaments have you been in now?
Maybe 이번이 세 번째 일단 대회고요. 지난 그 아수스 ROG 거기서 성적이 좀 제가 안 좋아서 이번엔 좀 잘 하겠다고 개인적으로 다짐하고 있었어요.
Okay, he said this is his third international tournament. The last one he was in was the Asus ROG, and he didn't do very well there. So he's got a different mindset for this one, and hopefully he'll be able to do better. Now, can you, for the fans out there who don't know you, can you tell us, did you play Brood War?
네, 했었어요.
How long has your StarCraft career been?
한 브루드워까지 포함하면 4, 5년? 네, 그
Okay.
정도.
If you include Brood War, he's been in the StarCraft scene for about 4 to 5 years now. And how long have you been on Samsung Con?
2년 정도 됐었어요. 2년 정도.
About 2 years on Samsung Con, and now he's this up-and-coming player who's definitely been helping out his team quite a bit. Someone to look out for. How are you enjoying this international tournament so far?
일단 되게 재밌는 것 같아요. 외국 선수들로 되게 그 말해보면 좀 재밌고 그리고 이렇게 좀 관중들이 아무래도 좀 많다 보니까 이게 좀 그 익사이팅한 것 같아요.
All right, he says it's a lot of fun, gets to talk to a lot of foreigners, and the fans are great, just the people who are sitting and watching things. You know, as we're talking, I hear a little bit of English coming from him, which tells me I think he really wants to say something in English.
I will do my best in this tournament, so keep cheer for me, and I will be the IEM champion.
You heard it from his mouth. He's going to be IEM champion. Who are you most afraid of?
Maybe innovation or Teja?
Innovation or Teja?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe tonight when we're eating, you put some stuff in their food and they can get food poisoning. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Fair play and sportsmanship here, everyone. All right. Well, thank you so much for the interview and
Yes.
good luck
Yes.
with everything. All right. Back to you, boys, at the desk.